Have no idea what's going on. Hello, anybody there? Okay, it look like somebody's coming back in. I have no idea what happened. I was talking and then everything just froze. Okay, glad y'all came back. I have no idea what happened, but let's get to it. At least now, if you need to know how to, what is it? Change your needle. Let me turn this down. Let's get to it. I have y'all on the laptop as well as my phone so I can kind of see what's what. But yeah, now you know how to change a needle, wind a bobbin, and thread your machine. So we're gonna call the first one part one. Boom, let's get into it. Okay, we ready? We ready? Okay, sorry about that because I don't know what happened. Okay, turn this around. Let's get to it. And again, anyone who just came in, thank you. For anyone who just came in, we are sewing Vogue's 8930 and we are doing C. And I'm using this shirling back corduroy that I got from Hobby Lobby on clearance at the end of last winter, I'm gonna say, but this right here, this is the underside, and this will be my fashion fabric side. But for the turnout of that collar, man, this is gonna be everything. So I feel like this should overall be a quick sew. I kind of took a moment to show you all how to, change the needle. I'm using the thicker needle because we're using a thicker fabric, and I asked everybody what was their sewing level. So I wanted to just kind of pick up from where I thought people were. If everybody was advanced, I would have just, you know, changed everything, threaded my machine, and kept it moving. But now we're ready. So again, I made this coat some time back, and it was the very first piece of outerwear that I ever made. And I must admit that I wore it until it was like a green, because green is my favorite color. It's a green quilted fabric. And although I loved it, I wore it till it beat it up. Okay. So it had like the little, round balls on it. I wore that thing to death. So again, we have nothing to thread. And I'm one of those, I like to read my instructions before I ever get started. But first and foremost, I've already told you there's nothing to interface, there's nothing to serge. This is a very raw sew, and I'm excited. I think it's going to be good. But we are not using this particular pocket. I don't know. I just feel like it would take away from this particular fabric. So, I like to write on my stuff. So we'll just cross out one, cross out two. Sorry about that. Sniffling a little bit. Okay, three. We don't need to do that because we are not pinning that pocket. So we could skip four and five. Again, I'm definitely the person who says, please read your instructions, write all over. This is your stuff to do whatever you need to do, make it yours, get comfortable. And yeah, I like to use Wonder Clips if I can help it. I have pens, but I love Wonder Clips. You can't stick yourself with a Wonder Clip. Okay, so step 6, We have nothing to top stitch because again, we are not we're not doing this pocket, okay? So we're starting with step 7, okay? Does anybody have this pattern as I'm talking about it? Well, we're starting with step 7, okay? So this will actually be our number 1. This is the only one that I like just kind of change the number on. But this is number 1. And I also, because it's so easy, in my opinion, to kind of get confused, I like to write wrong side and right side on my stuff. So for instance, we flip back right here. The darker shade would be the right side, the lighter shade would be the wrong. And this other stuff just does not apply to us because we did not interface anything. Everybody knows what interfacing is, right? If not, let me know. That's something else that I can go over with you all. But we did not interface anything. We have nothing to line. And there's no underlining. We don't have anything that we need to catch, to kind of pull out of the way. So, okay. So we said the light side was the wrong side. And for us, we know the wrong side would be what is it, Sherling? Sherling. I think that is how you spell that. If not, sorry. Um, and again, the darker side would be the right side. So the right side would be the corduroy. Okay. So we already know that. So for 7, let me try to lift out a little bit. Okay. Okay. So step 7. Pin front sections together at the back center and stitch. Trim the left front seam allowance to a 1/4 inch. Press, we're not pressing. Like I said, this is such a fun sew. Press the seam allowances toward the left back. Stitch again at 3/8 of an inch from the previous stitching. Okay. So the pattern pieces that we would actually be working because we skipped. So the pattern piece that they're referring to would be piece 2. So let's write a 2 on here. Okay. So this would be pattern piece number 2. Okay. Have all my stuff. This is big. Like it's a big bell. Okay. It's huge. So fold this out. And if you're new to reading patterns, okay, again, this poor pattern has been through it. I cut this pattern comes in large, extra large, and XXL. I made the XXL. So right here we have 2 notches right here because this pattern piece shows you like once you trim it at this point, you need to have the 2 notches. Okay, if you see 2 notches, you make you 2 quick little snips. The reason you want to do that is because that lets you know where you align pieces. Okay, so I have pattern piece 2. Let me turn this around real quick. I hope I don't regret doing this, but I'm gonna stand up in my Tuskegee bike shorts. But okay, stand up briefly. So this is really big, okay? Because the color is just so vast. Okay, so this is pattern piece 2. Okay, so we're gonna take this and I think I knocked my pattern on the floor. I did, I'm stepping on it. Okay, so putting the wrong sides together. Use my Wonder Clips. This is probably the only time I stand up to clip something together for you all. Okay, so this is my right side. The shirling would be my wrong side. Okay, so the way that they have that looking is it's my wrong side, and those double notches probably not as evident. I didn't cut like this one. One is a little more pronounced than the other. Like you see the other one, but it's not as pronounced. but you still line them up. But something I'll tell anybody, if you don't see something, there is nothing wrong with laying it down and cutting it again. If you made a marking, especially with chalk, and it's gone away, who says you couldn't lay it down again? So I do that often. Another tip, if you are stitching something and you need to mark on it and the fabric is dark, get you a heat erasable ink pen. And let me say that differently. Get an erasable ink pen, because when you are ready to get rid of that mark, you can actually put an iron over the mark and the heat will make the ink go away. So if you have a dark fabric and you want to make a mark on it, I bought some erasable ink pens that were white, so the white would show up on the black fabric, and vice versa. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. Any type of erasable ink pen will work. Okay, any type. So any erasable ink pen, CVS, Walgreens, whatever, Staples, Office Depot, whatever, get it, mark it, and when you are ready to get rid of it, you can just put a little heat over it. You don't even have to put the iron on it, just the steam will make it go away. But just keep that in mind. But I use chalk more than anything. But yeah, so now this looks just like how the picture told us to clip it together. Okay. Okay. So we'll put it down and we'll stitch. My favorite stitch when I'm doing something that I know will probably get a lot of pull and tug and force from me is the straight triple stitch. Let me show you that real quick. This right here, like for like the seat of your pants, especially, we give pants, a little hell, so you want to make sure that you don't get that little rip or whatever, you want to make sure you don't wear those out too soon. So that triple stitch is excellent for those areas. So gonna do that triple stitch. So I just place this here. I promise. Valerie, I think Valerie's handle is Valerie Sews. Um, Middle aged, real pretty lady with the long locks. She gifted me some of those. We rode to a sewing meetup in Atlanta one time, and she came to pick me up, and she gifted me those. And I was like, "For real?" She was like, "No, I promise you, it works. It's worth it." And I was like, "Oh my goodness!" So there's that. All right. Now, when you do the triple stitch, you don't have to back stitch. You just stitch straight out. Now, I'm wondering, is this gonna move like I need it to, just because of how thick it is? Anytime, okay, we're moving, we're good. Anytime I have something that's really thick and I'm concerned with whether or not it's gonna move like I need it to through my machine, I oh, I will use my walking foot. Um, I thought I had it nearby to show you, but I'll show you at some point. But I'm glad this is working because I don't feel like changing out the machine for that. And I put my clips on on the opposite side, but same situation. Well, let's get the convo going. What's going on? Y'all talk to me. What's the last thing you've sewn, or what are you currently working on? Tell me what projects you have going. Okay, so we're done with that first stitch. And I just like it looking raw, like, it's so rugged, like, oh, I wanna style this up. I got some boots that will just eat. This will be so good. And I could have done, like, a French seam where you hide this, but I want it to look raw, like, I don't know. Call me a mountaineer. Okay. Okay, lap wrong side of front sections over the right side of the back. Piece 4. Okay, so I guess we could put this to the side because this will be the front. Just sit it to the side. And kinda like with cooking, clean as you go. You go ahead and fold up, you won't worry about ripping stuff. But when I tell you I had used this pattern because at some point, I was selling these things, when I was like, "Okay, yeah, I wanna sew for people." I absolutely do not like sewing for people because, yeah, you could get busy and people get upset with you when their item is not ready because you had to go out of town. I learned that the hard way, and I was like, "I don't have time to be falling out with people." So, yeah, like I said, I've made this and sold a few to a few people, but now I just sew for fun. Simplicity 9337, a lounger set for my son's birthday. Oh, that sounds cute. Sounds cool. Okay, what is this? 4, okay? The back, let's read this again. Okay, lap, wrong side of front sections over the right side of the back at the neck and shoulder edges, matching the seam lines and symbols. Stitch along the seam line, pivoting at the small circles. Stitch again a quarter inch from the previous stitch. Trim front seams if desired. Okay, so we have the back, and I guess I could turn this around real quick. Okay, stay. So this is our back. Yeah, I really need to paint in here. That's a mess. Okay, so clearly this is the neckline of the back. So, and these are like the only big parts of the jacket. Like the only big pieces of fabric left are the sleeves. Okay. Wrong side of sections. Lap the wrong sides. Why don't I have my glasses on? I can't see that far. The wrong side of front sections. The right side of the back. Wrong side of the back. Simple enough. If I can keep everything from falling. All right. Right side of the back. This will be the wrong side of the front. And you match it, the notches and whatnot. Did I not make notches? Mm-mm. We finna make our own rule because if I do the wrong side to the right, then we won't get to see the shirling. So let's flip that thing. Make sure my thought process is correct. Let me see. This is what I want. Yeah. I want it raw. So we're gonna improvise, okay? It told us to put the wrong side of the collar to the right side of the back. But if I do that, we're gonna miss letting that shirling pop. And that's what we here for. Like the corduroy is cute, but give me grizzly bear. That's what I want. And before I stitch it down, we're gonna make sure this is what I want. And y'all see I have on my soror pen. The sorority retreat is going on now. Everybody, I think, arrived on yesterday, and I wasn't able to make it this year. I know in previous years they've done like multiple, I think like one each season, but this year they decided to only do two, if I'm not mistaken. That is a good time to be had. That is a great way to make some lifelong friends. Some of my best friends I have truly made in the sewing community. For instance, Raven. I became friends with Raven because I slid in her inbox one day when people started making reels. And I was like, hey, how do you do whatever, whatever? And that's how we met. And child, I think because my job headquarters was based out of Jackson, well, originally Mississippi, and she had relocated. Am I doing this right? Yeah. She had relocated and I was there for work. And I was like, "Hey girl, let's I'm in the area, if you want to meet up and grab some food." And that's how it went. And when I tell you we've been rocking ever since, I cut that a little bit extra. I don't know how that has exceeded. I'm gonna figure that out. Okay, got the square, head. Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can flam this and not pull it apart. Wait a minute. Trying to carefully do this. Yeah. Yeah, if you're hey, all right, Huntsville. I was in Huntsville two times. Well, Decatur. No, I go to the dentist in Madison. I'm lying. That's Huntsville. This thing is so long and it's just kind of in the way. But let me go ahead and stitch this because it's so heavy. It's popping apart. But if you make this, y'all will see when I stitch. I'm gonna come back and talk to you in a second, Huntsville. But if you make this where it said put the wrong side of the collar to the right side of the back, do right sides together because I wanted the shirling to pop. Again, I wanted this to be extremely raw. So yeah, I'm kind of feeling this. So okay, yeah, I go to the dentist in Huntsville because you might as well say my dentist is my cousin. She's not, but she is. And so I started going to her when I moved back to really to Birmingham. Um and then I had to do some work indicator last week. So I'm always up and down 65 and out 565. So what's good, cousin? What is good, cousin? Okay. Yeah. At this point, let me just go ahead and stitch it because I'm trying to demonstrate, but it's so heavy. I did want to use pins, but the point needed to be made. So I'm gonna go ahead and stitch this down real quick. Stitch it box like. Before I stitch it, I'm gonna show you one more time how I'm stitching, and then I'll get up and drape it so y'all will see exactly how it's supposed to be. Now I'm not understanding why I got this extra. Not understanding what is happening here. What did I do? I don't know. I don't know why. Wait, is that Lysandra? Hold on. Like work Lysandra. I just looked at the name. I just saw Huntsville. Lysandra, is that you? Okay, okay, cool, cool, cool. I was thinking you were someone who worked with me indirectly. And if that was you, then you would have known what I meant by indirectly. Okay. But what's good, cousin? Like I said, I wanted to go live tonight because I was like, I just never ever go live on YouTube. Once a year, I will go live on Instagram because I will sew up. I always host for Sew Your View. I know that should be coming up soon. I just haven't had a chance to talk to Monica. That's my girl. So it's coming. But I was like, I gotta show YouTube the same love that I show Instagram. So let me pull this out. This little device is the absolute best. I recommend to anybody. Look, got all in my mouth. I'm sorry. That was so rude of me to put y'all in my mouth like that. Okay. All right. This is also one of the reasons that I went ahead and invested in a much better camera, like a real camera. Thank you so much for the nod for Soon. Yeah, what I love the most about that feature was that because I was in the February issue, trying to get it right. Because I was in the February issue, I made sure I post in the civil rights district, and I'll show you all. That's the 16th Street Baptist Church where the four little girls were bombed and killed. That's what's in the back of me. So on one part, I am standing next to the Civil Rights Museum, but when you see like the really pretty backlit building behind me, that's the 16th Street Baptist Church. That like really meant something to me. So okay, let me go ahead, stitch this, and I'm just trying to figure out why didn't I extend out? If I extended the front part, why didn't I do the back? But we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. Again, Trying to make this sewing machine a weight to keep the base of this from falling. Okay. Oh, it would help if I lift the needle up, huh? Here we go. Okay. Triple row, straight stitch. Again, that's all I'm using. You do not have to back stitch when you use that. You just go for it. Thank you, girl. I'll show y'all in just a second when I get through doing this. Girl. Baby, this fabric is big. It has a mind of its own, I promise. But technically, I should get here and pivot, but do I really need to? But yeah, has anybody been to the sorority retreat? It is divine, especially the fabric, man, everything like the sewing parties at night. Man, that is a good time. If you have not been, I'm trying to tell you, you need to go. You need to go. I can't say it no other way. You need to go. Like this is why I'm like, I need a heavier machine. But then when I get done with a project, I'm like, I don't need another machine. Oh my God, I need to stop and be a big girl and just go ahead and get me like a adult machine. Like, stop playing. Don't get it twisted. I love my machine, but it's just like, y'all see how it's moving. You flip the right side to the right side. You may have to switch sides. No, I did that because I wanted to let this come all the way out. Because I wanted the shirling to just show. If I did it any other way, it wasn't gonna work. And again, I want all the seams to show. Like I said, I tried to lay it before I truly sewed it, and it's gonna be kind of raw, but that's exactly what I wanted. Oh, it was sitting on something. I'm like, why was that so difficult? Mm, yes. I'm gonna show y'all in just a second why I did the opposite of what the instructions said. And again, it's the beauty of sewing. You can kind of do your own thing because the collar acts as the front of the coat. So let me lift this up and flip the camera around. So I wanted the big wide collar, and I only wanted the corduroy to show here and on the sleeve. So y'all get it? Y'all digging it? Ah! Oh my God. That looks expensive. What y'all think? Okay. So again, if I had put the wrong side, because they were basically telling me as if I was going to line it. But because I'm not lining it, I was like, no, this will be a quick sew. So instead of me doing, what did it say, the wrong side, lap the wrong side of the front section over the back at the neck and shoulder edges. If I had done that, then you would have seen corduroy to corduroy. No, we ain't lining nothing. So I did right side to right side. And the sleeves will attach right here and then we close it. I'm gonna have to do like a little slick shave because I don't know what or how I got off on that cut right there. But no one will really see it. But I'm gonna have to make like a quick little nick to do that because I need to do it before we put the sleeves on. And after we do that, we do the pockets, we're done. I was thinking I wanted to make a belt, but I just love how this is laying on me. Like, what y'all think? Just even without sleeves, like, oh, I just love this. Y'all with me? We good? Loving it. Okay. Oh, and the magazine, since you all are here. So, so many of my homegirls in this magazine. So many. Okay. So, right here, obviously, this Civil Rights Institute. And oh, fun fact, very, very fun fact. So I don't know if you all follow me on Instagram, but 2 Decembers ago, Atlanta Sew and Style, the ladies who I sew with out of Atlanta, we had like a Christmas like brunch or whatever. We made like kind of like a Christmas frocktails or whatever. So we made our outfits. We met outside, took really nice pictures in front of apartment 4B, the restaurant in Atlanta, and then we went inside and ate. So I made this floor length. It's over there, but I feel like I'm gonna cause issues if I grab it. But I made this floor length Sicily slip dress, but I made like a nice little asymmetrical slit and added an extra piece to it to make it go to the floor because that pattern really doesn't go to the floor. So I was trying to make it all fun and cute. Long story short, I ended up having to work out of town the last and final day that I had to take the pictures to submit for Sewn magazine. And I was like, I have no idea what I'm gonna wear underneath this coat because the fabric was just amazing. And I'm gonna do like a little fabric a pattern review of that, that coat or whatever, and talk more in detail about it. But long story short, I didn't have a dress or anything to go underneath. I put that floor length dress on, tucked it in my bra, and just kind of had like a almost like balloon like hem look to it, and that was what I wore underneath my coat. Nobody knew that. So that dress that should technically be dragging down on the ground, no, I needed something. I made it work. It was what it was. So yeah, so that's the Civil Rights Institute with the dress tucked that technically comes all the way down to here. But on the other page, right here, is the 16th Street Baptist Church. So again, I went to the Civil Rights District. I was like, February issue, gotta roll with it. And I just thought that would be like a nice little pose. And yeah, that was it. I was very stressed. I was very tired. My mom is my photographer most times. I've trained her well. And that was that. And y'all see my homegirl Celine on the bag. She killed it. So, okay, so we loving this. You see how the back is. And I wish I had more of this because I just really been wanting a coat that hits the floor. I just haven't done that yet, but I want a coat that hits the ground. Like I want it long. So now I need to, which I guess the good thing about corduroy, I can kind of stitch this on out a little bit more and then just shave a little bit off because it has to be even when I go to put these sleeves on, or I feel like it's gonna look funny. I feel like it's gonna look funny. So I need to figure out this. Like, I don't know. I guess I got carried away cutting and went over too far. But there's that. Let me fix that. Then after that, we'll add the sleeves, close up the sides, put the pockets on, and we're just gonna tuck. I mean, we're gonna flip up the bottom of the sleeve. My seam shows in the back. Yes, I wanted the seam on the yeah, I want that. Like that's what I wanted it to look uneven. Like you know how you see stuff. I see people with that kind of stuff all the time. Like you see the seams. I wanted it to look like that. Now, I mean, now I can easily do a French seam. You know, with French seams, you just pinch in like you have this. You can close it in, stitch down, and then flip it back over, and you don't see anything. So if I don't like it, I could do that. But I wanted it to be raw. I really, really wanted it to be raw. I think I wanted to be raw because I've never done that. I've just always seen that and never just took it upon myself to go against the grain, you know? Okay, do, 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 do. All right, okay, let me kind of pinch in. All right, y'all, while I clean this up, y'all talk to me. I'll just kind of hold off on flipping the camera back around for a second. So, what's good? What y'all got going on? Tell me something. Let me move this back a little bit. So, I'll tell y'all something that I was working on. It's really cute. Um, I bought a new Vogue pattern. I'll show it to y'all before we get off this live. Um, I really wanted to make it because I'm going to my sorority sister's daughter's first debutante ball, and she I have never been to. And I was kind of like, what do I need to wear? Like, do I really need to have like the ball gown on or whatever? Well, only the parents truly need to dress like that. So I had bought this fabric. I ordered this pattern and paid like pretty much full price, you know, less whatever it was on sale for Vogue or whatever. I wanted it. I saw it. I was like, I absolutely have to have this. I bought it and I had a really rough week, y'all. I told y'all my hot water heater burst in like through the bottom or whatever, like it I guess rotted out. So between getting the new one, getting it installed and all that, it cost me about $1,500 close to it this past week, and it kind of hurt my feelings, but it was what it was. But I have hot water again. But um for that reason, and I had to travel for work, I have not beyond this moment turned on the sewing machine. And I'm like, yeah, I got clothes, but I'm just not interested in making a gown. I'm tired. Like, I have nice clothes. I'm sure I have a black dress in there somewhere that I've made. And I really think that that's what I'm gonna end up doing. Hey Anna. All right. Um Let me act like I got some sense and lay this on my. Well, no, I could do it here. I just really don't feel like moving stuff on that cutting table. Give me a little measuring stick or something. Mark it out and just cut it and keep it moving. Cause yeah. Um, wait. I think I have one. Yeah. Okay, while I'm up, I can go ahead and show y'all. This pattern, that is absolutely gorgeous. I have the fabric, all the things laid out. I absolutely do not have the strength to sew this. And the difficult part, I'll show you the line drawings on the back. This is Vogue's 2155. That rose that you have to make with the fabric, that is the difficult part of it. And I was absolutely ready to tackle it. But between the hot water heater, stayed in a hotel. What is today? Friday, I stayed in a hotel Wednesday night so I can get up and be closer to where I had to travel for work on Thursday. Traveled on Thursday, came back, ended up staying with my mom and stepdad until I was able to get the guy back over here to do what needed to be done. Baby, your girl is tapped out. So that is a great thought, and that dress will definitely happen sooner than later, but it ain't gonna happen before I need to wear it to the event. I'm like, I'm tired. But that dress, I was like, oh, that just has me written all over it. Like, how can I be down? I saw it and I went crazy. So Legionero, I'm not sure if y'all follow Legionero. Absolutely love her. That's my girl. She's one of the ones that I met, like Atlanta Sewing Style. Um, she featured that on like the recent Vogue patterns or whatever. And I was like I paused the video and immediately ordered. I was like, check out, please. It came in time. I trimmed it. I was ready. I was more than ready. Baby, this little yellow chalk ain't did nothing on this corduroy. Let's try this one more time. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm like, just because I can do doesn't mean I should do. Because this week, just, it ain't that deep. I'm like, when time permits, I'll get into it, but not now. Not now. So there's that. But that dress, I got that fabric stacked up over there. Now, if I catch a second wind tomorrow, I do have another dress that I could make. Very simple. I'll show y'all that in a few. I mean, and even the pattern says it's like, very simple or whatever. So what I'm doing right now, hope y'all can appreciate. I'm just taking a ruler and I just kind of measured. This is pretty much how much extra, like 3 inches is pretty much how much overhang I had from the front to the back. Don't know why I did that. So I'm like, okay, just come out from the end. cut that much out because there are no buttons or anything on this pattern. So I'm just measuring that. I'm gonna take my scissors and cut it. That's it. I'm gonna cut it. And matter of fact, to not forget that I kind of want to put some pockets in, gonna go ahead and just cut this a little bit deeper so I don't miss my notch. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut that. Which I guess technically, it ain't that deep. Like I could have made the shape a little different, but it's okay. It's okay. It's a fun something to just throw on. And if I just absolutely am dying to do a little something extra, I can make a belt because I do have enough fabric left for that, but it ain't that deep. Okay, so boom, we good now. I can lay my sleeve on there. Now let's do the same thing with the other side because I just didn't understand the overhang. Okay, here we go. So see how you got that overhang? These need to be the same. So that's what I'm about to do over here. Just go in, get my little tailor's chalk. And I'm putting a little elbow grease in it just so it can give me enough of an outline to cut it down. I tell you what, I don't know when it will ever be cold enough to really wear this coat, but I'm wearing it. A day will come where I'm like, yeah, this it. But if it's cool enough in the morning, I may hit my mom up and be like, hey girl, I'm come scoop you. And I had this coat on and with these boots, and we take my picture because I just love a good outdoor pic. I feel like sometimes I get away from doing it because I'm just so busy with life and work, but I love me a good outdoor pic. So, and I like chalk because you can just dust it off. Okay, put this over here. All right. Now we have the sleeves. Let's see here what y'all seeing. All right. Almost done. Okay. This is the back. Right. Sleeve. The sleeves are the same for all. And if you can appreciate, when I cut the sleeves, I extended them. So, for instance, you see the sleeve, it's the top of the sleeve, The sleeve should end here. I extended it down a little bit because I want to cuff it so you can appreciate that. All right, so let's did it even show? Child, this fabric is so thick. Anywho, when you are cutting sleeves, the if you are looking at the sleeve head, the one notch, show it, okay. You're looking at this, the single notch would be for the front and the double notch would be for the back. Okay, so this looks to be the one notch. Okay, like I said, I have made this pattern so much. So because this is just a single notch, this would be the front and here would be the double, so that would be the back. Okay, but honestly, this is one of those, I don't even think it really matters, but just trying to keep in order with with what the directions say. So try to be somewhat right in there, but I guess I just didn't snip them. This would be the one. Okay, so we got the one. And this would be two. Child, I should have bought this pattern again because I didn't use that up. Okay. So at least we know what's what. Right. So this is the back. I will do this seam the right way. So we'll put the two notches there, and I always do a little cheap notch at the very top. I just put a little slit, so even if I don't see my little snip, like my two notches in the back, if I don't see it, as long as I know that my two notches should go to the back, then I'm good to go. All right. Pull this out. All right, y'all still hanging in there with me? Hello to anyone that I haven't spoken to. We are putting the sleeves in. We'll throw pockets. I'm almost nervous. Like, should I even do pockets? Because this is so thick and heavy. Maybe I'll do a little temporary stitch with no pocket, and then y'all tell me what y'all think if I should go back and add pockets, because that I'm telling you, it got real hot real quick when I put this on, and I'm like, "Woo," got real hot real quick. Can y'all see? I just feel like that's not clear. Okay, that's better. Child, I ain't picked up instructions in about 20 minutes. But we had to make the adjustments because, again, I don't know how or why I ended up with that extra fabric. So we had to get it off. Here we go. So pinch out just for a second, if I can. So at this step, this is what we're doing, okay? Lap wrong side of front and back sections. I'm trying to read through the phone. Lap wrong side of front and back sections over right side of sleeve, which is 5, placing the large circle at the shoulder seam. Again, there's a little circle, like, you know, little mark, whatever. Something personal I just do, I just always put like a little snip right at the top so that no matter what, I know exactly where the top of my sleeve is. And I put it right at the seam. Anywho, stitch along the seam line. Stitch again 1/4 inch from previous stitching, trim front and back, seam allowances if desired. We ain't trimming a thing. Little fly. Again, we keeping with the triple straight stitch because this fabric is just so thick. I'm like, let's go ahead and put all the reinforcements. You're right. When the time is right, that dress will happen. This week just wasn't it. And I'm like, I can see if it was my child. But I'm like, "Yeah, we'll just save that for another day because right now I'm a little fried." And, it's like the week just got a little more hectic each day. But I made it and I'm here soon with y'all and I'm happy. I sat up here and wound all those bobbins. Child, we're not even gonna get through a half a bobbin. That just means I need to find something else brown to make. Like, I have so much fabric, y'all. I have seasonal fabric stashes. Like, I rotate them out. And I'm like, this year I'm really gonna sew some things because I have been obsessed with the pants that I've been making. So, yeah, it's time to pull these things out. And I kept moving this fabric around every time I would go into my bin downstairs. And I was like, no, this is a quick, easy sew. I'm gonna make this exactly how I said I wanted to and that's that on that. Okay. So come on the other side. And hold on. Before I get ahead of myself, I'm over here. Put this fabric down real quick. Put this other sleeve, I mean. And we'll stitch that down. We'll close up the sides, and y'all tell me whether or not I should put pockets, which you'll tell me that after I'm finally done. Okay, so this is again, I always make my little notch right where I know I at the top of the sleeve head, because sometimes markings rub off. And because we know the back notches went with the back before, like on the other one, this one just automatically lines up, like you don't even have to check. Okay. All right, y'all following along pretty good? Because I know, we had to make a few alterations, but I want to keep it as simple and detailed at the same time. And if anybody's wondering, I got this huge container of Wonder Clips from Amazon, I believe. I believe. Yeah, I got those from Amazon. Yeah, I got them from Amazon. I wanted to say Temu, but I got some, but like I have this smaller container somewhere with a little lid on it, and it's great for traveling purposes. But that big monster, I needed that because sometimes I get in my kick of making hair bonnets. And when I start making my stuff in bulk, I like to cut one day, clip another day, stitch another day, and I need all clips on deck. And it's real easy to run out of Wonder Clips. All right. Now we'll close our sleeves in. That will be step 11 tells you to on the inside trim sleeve on inside trim sleeve seam allowances if desired. Nope. 12 lap that's so funny. Lap wrong side of back and sleeve over the right side of the front and sleeve front. Matching seam lines and symbols. Stitch along seam lines and one continuous seam. Breaking, stitching at the squares. Stitch again a 1/4 inch from the previous stitching. Trim back and sleeve. Back seam allowances if desired. We're not trimming any of those. And again, I'm going to close the sleeve up and we'll do a little base stitch down the sides after finishing up the sleeve, and I'm gonna let y'all tell me if I should go in and put pockets or we should just do without the pockets. So just lift this up a little bit so y'all can see. Oh, I need to put something heavy back there. I bought a new camera. Now the fact that I'm about to put my new camera back here as a weight kind of yells I'm a little irresponsible, but I'm in a crunch. I gotta do what I gotta do. But I got a new camera and I absolutely love it. Like, great investment, but I've been doing this content stuff for a minute and I felt like it was time to really invest in myself. So, kind of glad I did that. So, let me see if I can just lift this up. Let's not. Let's just go ahead and flip that around. All right. Pull that back. All right. So here, this is our sleeve. Okay. This is our collar. And of course, we're gonna put my label inside. But here are the sleeves. So we take the sleeves, close the right sides together, and we will match the notches on the sleeves. You see them. So we gonna for real stitch the sleeve. And we'll for real stitch the side of the coat up to the notch where I know that pocket should start. And from at that point, we'll do a base stitch because we're going to figure out whether or not we want to really put pockets in or we just want to close it up and just be cute with our little cuffs that we're going to create at the bottom of the sleeve. Yeah, I have played that new Jill Scott album to the point that I don't even know how I still like it. But iTunes is playing another an oldie but goodie Jill Scott song. I can't think of the name of it, but I'm over here singing the words. But it's good. I love the new album. Okay. And to something I like to do when I know I need to kind of watch my stitching, I'm gonna put like two clips side by side to let myself know, like, hey girl, you need to do a base stitch from here on down. So that's what I'm gonna do. So we'll do one whole side. Come see me. Okay. So sticking with what we're doing, triple row of stitches. And I don't know if I'll bore you with doing the other side, like showing you the other side. Let me turn this around. Okay. All right. Like, why doesn't it want to focus? I don't understand. Well, as long as y'all can see, that's all that matters. Mm. Baby, this thing is heavy. Woo. Mm-mm. Instructions said continuous fashion, so we're gonna stitch and we're just gonna keep going. Oh, okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me. And I just sat here and told y'all you can't backstitch, and I'm over here trying to backstitch. Okay, we got a little thick right up in there, so let me come on out and just. I may have to come back and reinforce in that area a little later. 'Cause, I mean, I have plenty more needles, but I just don't want to break a needle right now. Not in the mood. Not in the mood. All right. All right. So right here, I'm gonna switch from this triple row of stitches to straight stitch. So one row, and we're gonna increase. We went from the two, which was the triple stitch, to y'all still with me? Please say something. Y'all still with me? Give me some thumbs up. Say something. Y'all still with me? Cause the screen went off for a second. Somebody say something, please. Let me just keep going. Okay. But I'm gonna switch to yes, perfect. Okay, thank you. All right, so one, the single, and then we're going to increase our length to 5 for a base stitch. That's all. Base stitch just means that you are not locking it in. You just are stitching straight. Like normally when you stitch, you start out by back stitching just a little bit to lock the stitch in. This we just gonna go straight in one big long stitch. And after we close up the sleeve on the other side, I'm gonna cuff my sleeve, try it on, and y'all tell me what you think as far as the sleeve, I mean, as far as the pockets are concerned. And once I decide whether or not we're gonna just either have no pockets or add pockets, I'll come back and put a true stitch in such that it won't come apart. Okay. All right. So there's that one. Sorry, did I even move? I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't even move to show y'all that, but you'll see it on the other side. Okay. Now let's go to the other side, do the same thing. Lift up a little bit, push back. And I'll go ahead and go back to my two. All right. Knocking stuff down, Stace. All right. Got the sleeve here. We'll close it up. So this is the end of the sleeve. Just folding it over like a little taco or something to close it in. Lift up even more. Y'all can see. All right. So found my notch up there. And again, we're doing the triple row enforcements until we get to the notch. Once we get to the notch, we're just gonna do the base stitch till we figure out whether or not we want to add. Hmm, let's see. Line that up. Might be a little. Might have been a little off on this length. Okay, we'll make it work. Make it work. Okay. All right. Go ahead and get this sleeve popping. It's not understanding why this doesn't want to focus. That's so weird. Okay. Let's see. Press my look. See what I can do. It's a little bulk right there. No one really see it. It's just bothering me. All right. So now I'll just lift up for a second. Drop. All right. Now we're going to base stitch the rest. Let me maneuver because normally one should most likely start from the bottom, but I was just having fun. So let me hold this like I need this to be held so we can keep the fabric aligned. Okay, we in there. So it was looking like I was gonna be a little bit longer on one side versus the other. Okay, we made it. Now push back. Right. Child, what seals is go? Telling you, it's like things get weird. Hello to anyone that I have not spoken to. I have not put my label in. I always get my labels from the Dutch label shop. And I have several. I have my bigger ones that I use for clothing. I never buy the same kind twice. I just always come up with a different design when I run out and get more. And then I have these smaller ones that I use for my hair bonnets and my little um towel little cuff things, whatever. Like when you're washing your face and you don't want the water to go up your arm. Dutch label shops, where's that? Love them. I've been using them for years, but I am going to throw a label, and I love that it's the same color as my coat. I am going to throw a label in the coat. All right, there's that. And I'm just going to turn this in. Don't really have a rhyme or reason. Just going to turn it and see how the cuff looks. Try to measure them to each other. I love just how, look at the seams. I love that. I love that. I love that. Good enough. Close enough. All right. Let's give her a go. Lift up a little bit. Try not to. I should have taken this sweater off. Okay. Sweater is killing me, but I like it. Do we want pockets or no? I gotta take this sweater off. Do we want pockets or no? What do we wanna do? Y'all tell me. Sweaters were handmade with you. I don't know. I didn't make this. I got it from Target like 3 years ago. But, and I was actually gonna sell this because I had never worn it. And the other day I was like, okay, pockets. Okay. Okay, we could throw some pockets in there. I'll throw my label in. But you see why I did the collar the way I did? I wanted the collar and the cuffs to pop. Okay. Okay, what we are at 2 hours. I am going to end right here. I'll put the pockets in on my own just because we already got the 30-minute, well, 26-minute, the first round. And then this one, I guess that will put us about like an hour and a half for this. But I mean, that's pretty much it. I did not want to hold y'all a very long time. But again, I was like, okay, I'll explain things as I go, for more beginner type tips. But I'll throw the pockets in and I'm gonna give y'all a good picture tomorrow, okay? And I'll come out of this bulky sweater because the shirling was like locking up with this. So I hope y'all have enjoyed. I really enjoyed you all. Thank you for engaging with me. And like I said, I'll throw the pockets in offline and I'll get a good picture and show y'all. I'll put me some little boots on and just look for that. But thank y'all. And I have a sew along. We're more so a vlog. It'll be a slight sew along. But I have a vlog that will probably be uploaded in the morning. So yeah, thank y'all. Good night. I had fun. Bye. Good night. Thank you so much. Yes, the weekend just has to get better. Good night, y'all.